Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Rowdy group this afternoon, wow. Well, it's great to see everyone. Thank you for being here, both parents and students, teachers, administrators, and special guests. Welcome to the 2022 National Honor Society Induction and Fall Athletics Awards Ceremony. If you've not met me before, my name is Andy Chappell. I'm the head of school here at Derryfield. The purpose of our time together today is to celebrate and recognize those students who have achieved induction into the National Honor Society and the individual athletes and their teams who have enjoyed successful fall athletic seasons. We will begin this afternoon with the National Honor Society induction ceremony. You can imagine we are proud that so many members of the class of 2023 qualified for this honor. Induction into the National Honor Society not only recognizes students for their accomplishments, but also challenges them to develop further through active involvement in school activities and community service. Being recognized this afternoon is an affirmation that one's actions and accomplishments do not reflect perfection, but rather a sustained commitment to oneself and to others. The National Honor Society values scholarship, leadership, service, and character, aligning with the aims of our founders in the Derryfield Statement of Philosophy, which says, and I quote, "Recognizing that academic achievement without compassion and concern for others is meaningless, we are committed to purposeful involvement in the world outside our school, in both the local and the global community." At this time, our head of upper school, Raina Stimpson, will describe the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society and their relationship to Derryfield. Raina.
Okay, well, welcome. In order to earn this distinction this afternoon, students are reviewed for the 4 qualities, which I'll go over in a minute. This is a National Honor Society, 4 pillars, but we have our own chapter here at Derryfield School. Those 4 characteristics are scholarship, leadership, service, and character. After qualifying academically, seniors are then asked to reflect and to complete an application outlining more than 35 hours of community service through their time they've been here in the upper school, as well as their leadership experiences and moments that most aptly express their character. I want to read to each of you how each of these characteristics are defined. The students being honored this afternoon reflect each of these qualities and are deserving of our admiration. Scholarship. Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and the light which illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through opportunities inherent in the scholarship. Number 2, leadership. Derryfield defines leadership as, quote, intentional and sustained engagement for the common good, unquote. Leadership should exert wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class, in school activities, the leader strives to train and in sports, I should say, to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. Leadership is always needed, and thus to lead is a substantive change to each of our members. Next, number 3, service. In the routine of day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation, or without recognition is the quality that we are seeking in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities for the creation of a better tomorrow. Each of our inductees have a minimum of 35 hours, but many, many more hours were logged, to be noted, of community service during their time in the upper school. Character, last quality. Character is a force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives one individuality. It is a force of character which guides one through life and, once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved, it is not received. It is a product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. The challenge of character is self-control. We must be, in reality, what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. Perhaps it is no surprise that so many of our students embrace these 4 pillars as part of their daily lives. We are lucky to be part of a school community where these characteristics are not uncommon, where students support and inspire each other, where they are in fact embedded in the school's mission and core values. We are proud of each and every one of you. Your induction is not only a recognition of all that you have accomplished, but a challenge to continually work together towards greater goals. We take this afternoon to ask you that all of you continue to build a life of service to others and for which you are proud. We will now begin the inductions of our new inductees into the chapter of the National Honor Society for Derryfield School. While being inducted, the students will receive a certificate identifying their membership in the Derryfield chapter, and our Associate Head of School, Lindley Schutz, will read the names of our inductees. Thank you, and congratulations.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be part of this fantastic celebration. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's inductees. As I read your name, please come up on the stage to be inducted. And now, please join me in celebrating each of our new members. Kennedy Amram. Nicia Armstrong. Colleen Bayan. Sophia Brown. Mitchell Kayer. Dylan Fanberg. Ashley Hardner. Taylor Hardner. Griffin Johnson. Grace Keenan. Emily Lamoureux. Emily Litchfield. Julia Logan. Elena Moore. Sarah Murphy. Josue Perez. William Perkins. Jack Schroeder. Hannah Schwalke. Alyssa Shula. Jason Sounder. Abigail Stark. Punita T. Madison Viger. Evan Zhang. And Tiffany Joe.
So congratulations to all of our inductees on their induction into the Derryfield Schools chapter of National Honor Society. I remind all the other students in the room, this opportunity will potentially present itself to you if you're in the junior, sophomore, and freshman class. It's something to aspire to and something that you'll hear more about in the coming months. It's at this time, parents who are here for the National Honor Society induction, that I'm going to give you a choice, because I'm sure some of you may have other things that you would like to do today. We're now going to turn our attention to the fall athletics part of the assembly. If you don't have a child who will be honored in that way in the next segment, you are more than welcome to stay or to leave. No one will judge you one way or the other, but we're happy for you to do whatever you would like to do. At this moment, I'll let you leave quietly if you'd like to. At this time, I do want to introduce and welcome our athletic director, Chris Hetler, to the stage to MC the Fall Athletic Awards ceremony. Mr. Hetler.
Thank you, Mr. Bongiorno. It's moments like this where I am really thankful that athletics is still played in the real world and we don't have to do things virtually here. We do have some slideshows that we'd like to present for you today, but in true spirit, I think I'm getting the wave off here that Google and the internet and other things are acting up, so we may or may not have those available to you. But again, I'm really thankful to be up here right now as your athletic director, and getting the opportunity to see all of you out on the field playing the sports that you love was awesome this fall. And I hope we do get to put on the presentations a little bit later for you that we have prepared for you. But again, We have Mr. Bongiorno and the pep band here with us today, live and in person. Let's give a big round of applause for them. And again, I want to thank the tremendous support from our administration here for helping us to put together a great fall season and to be back in person after everything that we've gone through the last couple of years and changes and flexibility that we had to make. It felt really good to be out there. It felt good to see everybody competing and working hard at the sports that they love. You know, and I want to thank Ms. Federico and Mr. Benoit for all their help. I don't know if people have noticed, but there has been an incredible amount of attention paid to our different teams through social media and other places there, and it's really through their hard work that all that's come about. We want to celebrate all of our teams here, and they've been doing a great job to make that happen, so thank you both for that, guys. So formally, this assembly is the first of 3 assemblies designed to honor the successes of our players, coaches, and teams. On behalf of Ms. Federico and Mr. Benoit, we all thought it was fantastic to see our coaches and athletes get to do what they love. We got to watch our athletes compete on the cross-country course, the soccer and field hockey pitches, the golf course, and on the water at crew regattas. Your coaches are truly dedicated, and we're lucky to have them here. And I really do mean that. I hope all of you have taken the time to reach out to your coaches. Maybe things weren't perfect. Maybe you didn't get the playing time that you wanted. Maybe the season didn't end the way that you hoped it would end. But I can tell you from experience working with all of them, they're truly dedicated to you, and they want to see the best for you. So please take a moment to thank them if you have it in person. It'll mean a lot to them. Yes, thank you, guys. And again, finally, I want to thank you, the athletes, that work so hard on the fields to represent our school in such a positive light. Again, things aren't always perfect, but on a regular basis, I get emails from officials, fans from other schools, coaches saying what great athletes we have here. And I'm really proud to be your athletic director. And I know that sounds corny, but I truly am. It makes my day when I get those emails from people. And finally, as a reminder, at this assembly, each one of our coaches are going to get up, and they'll have an opportunity to recognize the successes of your teams this year and give out our individual prestigious Class of 70 award. And as a reminder, this is presented to the Derryfield student athlete on each varsity squad. These are individuals that have been members of their particular squad for 2 or more seasons, and they must have shown through enthusiasm, endeavor, and selfless interest to make the most of their natural ability and to improve the play and performance of not only themselves, but their teammates and the team in general. So with that said, I'd like to welcome Coach Bess to the stage right now, where she's going to get us started with boys and girls cross country. Coach?
All right, so good afternoon. My name is Shannon Best. I am one of the head coaches for our varsity cross country team, and I am truly so very proud of this team. Just quick thank yous to my co-coach Sam for her knowledge, enthusiasm, experience. She could not be here today. For Mr. Hetler, I'm really proud to have Mr. Hetler as our athletic director. He gives us an incredible amount of support as coaches. To K-Fed for keeping us equipped, supported, and all the awesome social media that she's done for our team. Mr. Benoit for the transportation organization, even when it was last minute. And Mr. Morash, Trainer Chris, you had a few customers from cross country this season, so thank you for your support and even jumping in and helping us at our home meet. He was dragging out some equipment for me. We had a lot of great highlights this season, and while our girls team of 4 runners, you need 5 in order to score as a team. Personally, their individual accomplishments, senior Skylar Wagner and our senior captain Sarah Murphy finished their season with a fantastic run at the Division III championships. Both had a personal course record. Senior managers Tiffany Zhu and Abby Stark were honestly like indispensable. It was like having two more adults to kind of rely on the, for the team. And then Maddie Donahue and Crystal Zhao had really strong season, and I just really appreciate their enthusiasm and energy. The boys team came in second at our home Cougar Classic meet, which was awesome. They were second in the Division IV championships after running like third and fourth behind some of these teams all season. It was an awesome way for them to finish. Individually, just looking at seniors again, senior captain Ben Roy was consistently finishing over the, for our team, finishing first in all but one race. Looking at you, Alex Drake. He landed a top 5. It was a great race. That was fun to watch. He landed a top 5 in the D4 championships, and he was also selected by our peer division coaches to the Granite State All-Conference team. I don't think I told you that yet, Ben. Congratulations on that. He, along with juniors Nate Barrett, Prayag Patel, Zach Martin, and Alex Drake, were joined by sophomore Adam Henderson and freshman Ben LaFlamme in the D3 championship race. All of them finished with a personal course record or season record in that race. Again, it was an awesome way to finish some of their best racing of the season. It was really fun. And then additionally, sophomores Jerry Zhang, Clark Kayer, and freshman Sam Kellner were really amazing contributors to throughout the season. So I wish I had 20 minutes to just really like dial into what everyone accomplished over the season. It is one of my most favorite things to do, but they don't give me that much time. They came so far. There was like a lot of rolled ankles, and they ran through them, and gastrointestinal distress. If you're a runner, you understand. Trail runs, track workouts, it was really great. But if I could ask at this point that all of the members of the boys and girls cross-country team just stand up for a quick acknowledgement from everyone. Yes, thank you. That's it, there they are. Awesome, thank you. They're amazing people. Okay, so for our Class of 70 awards, when Coach Sam and I talked about this, we kind of took maybe 20 seconds. We knew who we wanted to nominate for these awards. So for our girls team, cross country is often described as a summer sport, and you compete in the fall. So it's not a test you can cram for, because you can learn the skills and discipline of what it takes to run strong. Building that aerobic capacity to run really hard for 3+ miles takes time, and you can't fight biology or physiology. It takes time. So in short, to become a good runner, you got to run a lot. This runner wasn't able to make it to our team summer runs. We start those in July, and she wasn't able to be here for preseason. But that didn't mean she didn't train. She asked for a summer training plan, sent us updates, questions throughout the summer season, and entered the season with a really strong base to work with. During the season, she did every prescribed workout, never complained, entered every race with a plan, responded to everything that we as coaches asked her to do. Over the course of the season, as a junior, which is difficult, the older the students get, the harder it is to take time off. She took a full minute and 10 seconds off of her fastest race from last year, which is amazing. And at the Division IV championship race, which was a brutal technical course, like weird stuff, there was a solid 1.25 miles, probably uphill, about halfway into the race. But she latched onto a runner in front of her and handily landed a top 10 finish, which was great. Her discipline and dedication to this sport has earned her this award. And Crystal Zhao, we are really proud of your work ethic and passion for running. We're honored to give you this Class of 70. So on to the boys' team. So hard work beats raw talent any day. And while this runner is really strong and athletic, he's not built like a classic runner. So for him, this has all come down to hard work. And I can think back to maybe 2 other high school runners that I've coached so far who've come close to his discipline. Success in distance running can often be the result of just small incremental gains on top of the aerobic and physical strength you've built up. Because sometimes that getting in front of that next runner is really a fraction of a second. What looks like a big distance is only maybe a second. So it's a season of disciplined hydration, disciplined diet, getting the right amount of sleep, timing your meals on the day that you race, and watching what you eat in the days before you race. And that can break bad in the race if you don't watch the food. So at one point we reviewed his diet, and I heard things like steel-cut oats, whole grain bagels, almond butter, tofu, veggie stir fry. He's dialed in. Amidst the season, he was also training for a half marathon distance Spartan race, which is a brutal effort race. But he was in constant communication with us as coaches, so we could help monitor his weekend training, using the team races really strategically for his overall training, so he didn't become overtrained and injured, and he really did manage to get through the season extremely healthy without injury. His mental fortitude through the season and his grit was remarkable. He was consistently our second boy over the finish line throughout the season. He dropped 30 seconds off his personal record and finished with a personal course record at the D3 championship, which was what it took to wait for it, finally beat those 2 Epping guys that he had been chasing down all season. It was awesome. It's been a blast to coach, and Coach Sam and I are really, really super proud to award Nate Barrett with this year's Class of 70 award. Thank you very much. And next up is crew with Coach Branch and Coach Egger.
Was that an accident? Yeah, that was an accident. Yeah, that was what I did say. Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Coach Egger. I'm Coach Branch. And we are here to talk about the Fall Crew Program. So I just want to say, first of all, I'm so proud of all of the rowers, and I hope that you're as proud as we are of you. The leadership team met at the beginning of the year, and they said that one of the core team values would be flexibility. And that has really been put to the test this year because we've had a much smaller coaching staff. But all of the returning rowers and novice rowers and coxswains were so good about being flexible, about maintaining their enthusiasm, and working really, really hard through all of the scheduling conflicts and missed practices and everything like that. So well done to you all. And then your parents were also just so phenomenal. The amount of parent volunteers that we had step up and step in was extraordinary. So give your parents a big round of applause when you get home as well. We were only able to go to a single regatta, but we definitely left our mark there. We had a girls double win silver in the girls junior double event. So that was Elaine and Eleanor. And then we also had a women's four go to the Head of the Charles Regatta, which is sort of the biggest regatta, at least in the northern
world.
Yeah, it's massive, right? So that's really huge. And Addie coxed a beautiful course. That was Sia, Holly, Elaine, and Eleanor, and just did a really phenomenal job despite some sort of ups and downs throughout the season. So really great work, crew team. We're super proud of you guys.
So could we please have the members of the crew team stand for applause? I also personally want to thank Coach Egger for all of her amazing work. She really dove right on in this fall when she came into a program that didn't have many coaches. So it's been amazing to have her.
But we had you, and that was all that mattered.
But we have the enthusiasm, and it was a great season. For the Class of 70 award, this season's Class of 70 awards go to 2 seniors who have been true role models on the team, serving on the leadership team as captains, and putting in extra work to lead Derryfield crew during a challenging fall season. They're both quiet leaders, working behind the scenes and setting a high standard for performance and service to the team. Sia Armstrong has been a critical part of rebuilding the girls' team. She's a steady force in the girls' first boat and stepped up to handle many of the logistical tasks that needed to get done when we were short on coaches this season. Sia always has a smile and a positive word of encouragement for her teammates, and she continues to set an example and build a legacy that will keep the girls' team in a strong place. Griffin Johnson is one of the most competitive rowers on the team, attending summer training camps and consistently shaving seconds off of his erg testing times. When a large part of the boys' team graduated in 2021, Griffin stepped up to be a leader and took a challenging job of setting high standards for a young team. His work has paid off with a faster, stronger boys' team, and I can't wait to see where he ends up rowing next year. The thing that defines these 2 rowers is how they have handled the road bumps during their 4 years on the team. As these 2 athletes navigated an intense academic and athletic schedule, extracurricular activities, and complex team dynamics, all during a global pandemic, they faced adversity, dealt with it head on, and learned from it in order to keep moving forward. So it is with great pleasure that we award the Fall 2022 Class of 70 Awards for rowing to Sia Armstrong and Griffin Johnson. Next up is girls soccer with Coach Hatton.
Hi, everybody. My name is Coach Joel, and I had the absolute pleasure of coaching the girls' varsity team this year, taking over for Coach Watts. First, I'd like to thank the athletic department for their support. Trainer Chris, who was at our practice, it felt like every day, making sure the girls had plenty of ice, and just the school in general for helping us get Ashley promoted as Player of the Week. So, our season started this summer, and it was spent with Monday nights at playing open soccer with the boys on the turf. Then we quickly transitioned into a summer league where some of the girls were able to join us, and we played against some tough D1, D2, and D3 competition, getting ourselves ready for the actual physical season. By the time we actually went through the process of picking out the teams, and the girls spent a little bit of time understanding what I was about, I was learning about what the team was capable of. Shortly after the tryouts, we went to a preseason jamboree, and we actually finished 1-1-1, beating Central and tying Nashua and North, which are two pretty successful D1 programs. So at this point, I could start to see some amazing things take shape with our team. So some of our season highlights: we finished 9-7 with our season record. We have a total of 153 total saves in the regular season and postseason, which averages about 9.5 a game. We had 145 shot attempts on net, 37 total team goals. 6 players achieved double-digit shot attempts. 8 goals were scored by our junior Sam, and 7 by our freshman Tegan. Every single senior had scored a goal by the end of senior night, and I learned for some of them it was their first goal they've ever scored in a game. Ashley, our goalkeeper, was voted by New Hampshire Sports Page with 11,897 votes as the player of the week for week 8, and 3 of our players received all-state honors. Our team was led by 2 senior captains and a junior captain. Ashley, Christine, and Lily quickly became the heart and soul of our side. Ashley would be constantly coaching and giving information from the field, making sure the players were properly marked and telling her defense that what she can see on the field. She seemed to always be 3 chess moves ahead of any other attacking player. Christine, she was never satisfied. She always pushed herself, and she pushed the team to do better, to try harder and to make less mistakes. And Lily, who was sidelined with an ACL injury, not only took on the role to help us out as a team manager, but she also actually became an assistant coach for us and provided valuable information to the coaching staff that allowed us to make quick transitions and see the field in a different manner. Without those 3 individuals, it makes it very hard to do a coaching job, and I like to thank those 3 captains for making my job really easy, so thank you. So leadership didn't really stop with the captains. Our seniors had an amazing season of highlights, and virtually every single one of them played a vital role in our season. So can I ask our 5 seniors to quickly stand? So Sarah, you played some of the best soccer I've seen. You have absolute speed and control on the field. You scored 2 amazing back-to-back goals in our first appearance against Conant. Your speed, quick decision-making, and finishes are some of the best highlights of the season. Now, some of you may know this, but Sarah actually suffered a concussion against our game against Trinity, and as a senior, to be sidelined with something like that and miss your senior night can be a real gut punch. But yet Sarah was the exact opposite. She quickly became the loudest and most positive voice on the sideline, giving our girls wings when they needed them the most. So thank you, Sarah. Kate. Kate played both offense and defense with us this season. She demonstrated quickly that she had a rifle of a shot with deadly accuracy and worked hard to promote that, to give us more offensive opportunities. Kate's the kind of player that's constantly smiling and working hard, and she doesn't question any role or change. She just goes out and accepts it and gives it her best. So thank you. Ava. Ava played defense as a center back for us in just about every minute of every game. Her ability to see the field, to challenge players, and to stop attacking attempts were absolutely phenomenal. The best part about it is she does it with a smile. Even when she's upset, she finds a way to smile. Some of us coaches think that's just part of our nature. Other parts of us think that's her competitive nature, just to break down the opposing team and to drive them nuts. Ava only knows the true answer to that. And at senior night, she earned herself her first goal ever in a competitive game, which was an absolute honor. Christine. Christine is one of the hardest working players on the team. She's constantly asking what she can do better. She's never satisfied with her effort, and she's always working hard to give more. We talked earlier about in the season about what 212 degrees means in science, and we talked about how at water, at 211 degrees, it's just water. But at 1 extra degree point, it becomes steam and it boils. And with steam, you can create power and energy. And that's really what Christine does. She gives us that extra degree in everything she does. She does that extra touch, that extra run, that extra recovery. Just being on the field wasn't enough for Christine. She had to constantly find that extra. And 2 highlights for me watching Christine play this year was that amazing goal against Hopkinton, which put them on the heels. And then in our final game against Guilford, who ultimately won the state championship, we had a 9-player combination pass that literally was led by Christine's effort. And you could see from week 1 to the end how quickly she transformed herself, and it was absolutely amazing. And then finally, there's Ashley. There's very little Ashley can't stop. She's a coach's player. She sees the field and is able to break down things in front of her and send proper information and instructions to her teammates, which is very difficult to do. Not only does she have those athletic abilities to stop the ball from post to post, she has a tremendously high soccer IQ. As I mentioned, 153 saves with an average of 9.5, and she also scored 2 goals this season out on the field for us. There's one particular moment where you can actually see in a photograph that was taken by one of our parents, Ashley's passion and determination in the game. She was actually kneed in the mouth and had to come off the field to be looked at. And you can see in this photo, she is not paying attention to either myself or the trainer. She's yelling instructions to the girls with blood coming out of her mouth, eyes focused on the field, dying to get back out there. And it's that type of determination as a coach that just makes your job real easy. So thank you, Ashley. So that kind of brings us into our Class of 70 award. And the coaching staff spent a lot of time reviewing the criteria for this award, and a couple of things stuck out. As Chris mentioned earlier, they must show enthusiasm, endeavor, and self-interest, and make the most out of their ability to improve in the play and performance of the rest of the team. And our staff unanimously selected this particular individual for the award. Her attendance was among the best. She never missed anything. Her work rate at training was the highest. She wasn't afraid to give 110% at every training so that the teams can give 100% in our game. She wasn't afraid to hard tackle players in training, and preparation for her was critical and probably one of the most outstanding pieces of her performance. She quite literally bled at every game and every practice for this team. While being a fierce competitor, she was also a friend to everyone and never once ignored a player. She would always not only give feedback when asked, but she wouldn't be afraid to raise a point or a concern that would help better the team. So information was critical for us. Not only is she dedicated in the pitch, but she's also an amazing student on the field. So this player won All-State honors. She was recognized as the best player of the week for Week 8 by New Hampshire Sports Page. She scored 2 goals in competition. She single-handedly dominated our goal from post to post. Ashley Hardner has demonstrated through enthusiasm, endeavor, and selflessness to make the best of her ability to improve our entire girls team. And for that, we thank her. So, Ashley, congratulations. Next up, boys soccer with Coach Jeff.
Thank you again, Mr. Bongiorno. Boys, Mr. Cosno sends his regards. He had a personal matter today that he would love to be here right now. He's really disappointed he can't, but he's prepared some wonderful remarks, and I'm up here to represent him right now. Mr. Cosno writes he's got some thank yous. He's got some public thank yous, some key people who helped make the season really special for the guys. He wants to thank Coach Goff and Coach Asaba for all their work this season. The captains, Jared and Dugan, the parents, Mr. Hetler, Mr. Marash, his outstanding manager, Lily, and of course our fabulous B&G staff here. And lastly, he wants to recognize and thank the team for everything that they've done. So as I announce your name, please stay standing and we'll recognize you guys. Seniors, Dugan Brewer Little, Dylan Fanberg, Logan Goldberg, Jared Moulton, and James Rogers. Juniors, Chili Cabot, Hunter Crawford, Tad Faulkner, Max Fowler, JJ Jordan, Tyler Marsden, Quinn McGinley, Logan Purvis, our manager Lily. Sophomores, Ferdinando Sandoval, Davey Schroeder. Our freshmen, Johnny Brown, Scott Connors, Jake Oliverio, Miles Rosen, Juan Sandoval, John Small, Andrew Vasquez, and Moad Yazadi. Our boys soccer team. Coach has some memories he wants to share. It was a special season that was built on the success of 2021. The team leaned heavily on the veterans and the experience that they brought to the team. The seniors and juniors were the foundation of the team and provided younger players with an example of what Derryfield soccer is all about. In the end, we were still a young team with several key positions held down by new players. With that came some growing pains, but each practice and each game saw clear growth in technical and tactical knowledge of the game. Looking back, there were two great examples of the team's growth this season. These events came on the extreme ends of the season. In the beginning, the first was our annual preseason trip to the White Mountains. On this trip, the team was able to bond together over early morning trainings, evening games, and of course, some silly adventures by day. This trip helped all the players to get to know each other better and serve as a starting point for the season. The final event was the team's playoff game as we entered in as the number 13 seed against the heavily favored number 4 seed Belmont. On paper, Belmont was heavily favored, and they should have steamrolled us to victory. But instead, the boys were a really tough out, and they pushed Belmont to their limits. An outstanding effort in play from seniors Logan Goldberg, Dylan Fanberg, and Dugan were the tip of the spear to the team's attack that day. While the boys came out on the short end of the game with an 0-2 loss, they had made a clear statement on the growth of the team and how DS soccer is back and continues to grow. Coach Goff and I could not be any more proud of the team and their efforts. Well done, boys, and thank you. And now the Class of 70 award. This year's award goes to senior Dugan Brewer Little. Dugan has been a 4-year starter for the team and has become the heart and soul of BVSO. He set the standard effort for intensity and desire. Every game, Dugan would be involved in nearly every play as he moved from goal to goal and touchline to touchline to either part of the team's attack or to be the first person on defense. At the end of the game, Dugan would come off the field exhausted. His jersey would be soaked with sweat as a testament to his efforts. He lived by the adage of leave everything on the field, and he did. Meanwhile, Dugan was an outstanding leader for the team. He was not only a vocal leader, but instead was a person who led by doing. His effort and dedication speaks volumes to his teammates. If they ever wondered what to do or how to do it, they only needed to look to Dugan for the answer. His efforts and can-do attitude were again the tip of the spear for the attack and defense. Thanks to his commitment and competitive nature, all his teammates know what commitment and hard work look like on DS soccer. It is my honor to award the 2022 Class of 70 Award to Dugan Brewer Little. Dugan, congratulations. Right there. Dugan Brewer Little. Next up to the stage, we have Coach Arvanitis. We have Coach Federico and the field hockey team.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Federico. I'm the head field hockey coach here at Derryfield, and I'm thrilled today to be up here to highlight this team, our 2022 fall field hockey program. What can I say? This was a season to remember. It was so successful in so many ways. We had several returning veterans with us this season and a massive freshman class. I believe we had about 12 freshmen. Our old blood joined with our new blood, and it resulted in a great combination of game knowledge, skill, passion, and enthusiasm. I can't talk about our success without bringing up our record, 9-5 for the regular season and 10-6 for postseason. A really incredible journey for this team with so many highs, including taking down our Final Four contender, Hollis Brookline, 4-3 during the regular season and battling with number 3 seeded Portsmouth in our last match and quarterfinal playoff game, which resulted in an unfortunate 3-2 loss. But it was a great improvement from our first game of the season where we lost 6-1 to that same team. So really, really tremendous growth. Amongst all these highlights, one of my favorites was our JV program coming out with their first win this season in over 2 years, which was awesome. What's even more impressive than their game success, however, was witnessing their team chemistry this season. From pumpkin carving to attending college games to taking a preseason team spin class that left everyone with a quad injury right before the start of the season and almost sent me into cardiac arrest thinking about what we were going to do. But we made it through, and this team really knew how to connect and work with one another. What's crazy to me is that a year ago, I was giving a much different speech. I spoke of hope for the program and really our building years. That we worked well together in the 2021 season. We just hadn't found our groove yet as a program. We faced way more losses last season, and we were just a little frustrated. But we knew exactly what we were building. We were planting the seeds of success for this season, and now being able to look in hindsight at a previous regular season record of 5-9 for 2021 and flipping that this season was a really remarkable moment for the program. One of the main reasons we were so successful this year was due to the unwavering dedication and work ethic of our senior class. They were awesome. They showed up all summer long to prep for the season, and after last season, they just knew exactly what they wanted out of this year and out of their senior year. They wanted to win, and when they did, whether it was Kira, our top scorer this season with over 20 goals, dangling 5 players to take the opposing goalie one-on-one, or Margaret and her relentless communication and distribution balls upfield, or Kennedy Amram with her hyena-like speed chasing after defenders on our press, or Taylor pulling crucial fouls on the forward line to bring us to cage, or Hannah, our second leading scorer, sacrificing her entire body to tip the ball, or Elena never giving up for a single second in the midfield. We couldn't have done what we did this season without that class. They've been amazing. I also want to recognize 2 of our incredible JV captains and seniors, Emily Lamoureux and Emma Barley. They embraced their roles with such enthusiasm this season, and I know for the 2 of you that playing this sport might have not been the first thing on your mind when you're first choosing Derryfield, but my hope for you too is that field hockey now sits in your heart as something special that you otherwise wouldn't have experienced, so thank you guys. To all my seniors, I thank you for everything you have given to DSFH, and I hope as alums of the program, you stay up to date with future seasons, knowing you played a significant part in our program's future success, so thank you to all of you. Lastly, I just want to thank my coaches, Caroline Murphy, Steph Milios, and Kelly LeBlanc. I may be the conductor of this train, but they're the ones that really make us go, and I'm really appreciative of all that they do to help all of us out. And now for the Class of 70 award. Our Class of 70 award goes to a player who has, without a doubt, sacrificed her entire self for the betterment of those around her and for this program. It is because of players like her that we even have this award, because at the end of the day, at the end of the season, win or lose, we want to know that we are building what we want to build. I've never seen someone more selfless, more supportive, or more mature than Margaret Abate. Not only is she a fierce competitor and player, but she holds an incredibly compassionate nature. One particular memory that stands out about Margaret was this summer when I held a 3-day clinic series. Not only did Margaret attend and participate, encouraging her teammates and people her age who she didn't even know, but without us even asking, she guided the brand new 6th graders on and off the field and spoke to them like they had been best friends for years. Margaret just goes above and beyond what is asked of her. I like to call her the mom of the group. She's always got snacks and water. She's always taking care of it. Even me, she's like, you want a snack? You want some Mott's? And I'm like, well, I'll take them. She's awesome, and she takes care of everybody. She is the most trusted friend and teammate in person. There is not one goal, one save, one good moment made by her teammates that she does not highlight. Not even one social media post that goes by without her commenting and celebrating the successes of others. I think because she is so concerned with supporting others that she sometimes forgets to think of herself. So Margaret, today we celebrate you with this Class of 70 award. Your compassion, empathy, and hard work has uplifted every person around you, including your coaches, and this is the legacy you will leave, which will remain forever embedded in the program for years to come. Congratulations, Margaret. And up next, we're going to have Coach Danny in golf.
Hi, everyone. Danny Avanitis, golf coach here, varsity golf coach here at Derryfield. First, I'd like to thank Chris, Kelsey, and Tiernan for what they do. They make things go smoothly for us coaches. We had 18 students participate in the JV program this year, coached by Ian Willikins. Can everyone on the JV stand up and be recognized? Job well done, everyone. We're graduating 3 players this year from the varsity, so play and practice hard next summer. We should have a few spots open for the team. Now I'd like to introduce the varsity team, and can you stand up with it when I say your name? Co-captain Calvin Riley. Co-captain Sam Hines. Mike Grumbeck. Tate Flint. Tate here? Not here, okay. He was a great addition to the team this year. Tommy Riley. Mitchell Grumbeck. Mike Grumbeck. Oh, I already said Mike, sorry. Lily Kafori. Jack Stewart, and Griffin Moore. Now on to the season. I had high expectations this year for this year's squad, and boy, did they live up to them. We finished first in the division with a record of 24-1 during the regular season. We were second at the D3 state title at Wyndham Country Club, a really tough golf course. Just a good effort from everyone. Really proud of how they stayed focused and grinded their way to that second place finish. Everyone contributed during the season. A couple of highlights, and there were a lot of them, but a couple that stood out to me were Griffin coming in as the last player at Crotchet Mountain Country Club to shoot his best round of the year, 46, to nip Lebanon by 1. And, you know, to see the smile on his face after he signed his scorecard makes coaching all that worthwhile. And also Lily finishing the dark at Scottish Highlands Country Club and sinking a putt with flashlights on the hole to beat Pelham. Now, I don't know if a lot of you play golf, but it's hard enough to make a putt in the daylight, never mind in the dark. I mean, I couldn't even see them when they were coming up the last hole, so that was great. It's some nice memories. And some awards that we had. Lily finished 15th at the girls' individual NHIA tournament with a score of 90. Calvin tied for 3rd at the boys' D3 individual title, while Mitchell finished 8th. Also, Calvin made first team All-State for D3 and was runner-up for Player of the Year. Sam made second team All-State. And Mike and Mitchell made third team. So congrats to all. Job well done. Now, the Class of 70 award. The Class of 70 award goes to 2 players who have played here at Derryfield for 4 years. They played a big part as freshmen when we finished undefeated and won the state D3 title. Both were very dedicated to the program, and it showed in their play and their attitude. They co-captained the team this year. We're going to miss them a lot. Class of 70 award goes to Calvin Riley and Sam Hines. Hey, great job. Great year. Great job. Hey,
All right. Well, I want to thank Mr. Chappell and Ms. Stimson for an amazing assembly here. This is the first time I think I've been here in 20 years that we are actually ahead of schedule right now. So That's a great thing. We are going to finish up tonight this afternoon with a slideshow. I think that's going to be put up here, put together by Miss Branch. So again, I want to thank all of you for an amazing fall. I know at times, right, we're all competitors and we want to win championships, and those things are really nice. And as a school, I would say over the last decade I've been here, we've been pretty spoiled. For a school our size, we've won a lot of championships. But what impresses me the most about all of you guys is that when I see you compete on the field, you give it your all, and like I said in the beginning, I get so many compliments from other coaches, from officials, and from teams about the way that you play the game on the field. And it's really, really nice to know that we can compete really hard, we can compete for championships, and that you guys do it the right way. So please, continue that as we enter into the winter and spring seasons. And again, thank you for all your work. I want to congratulate our National Honor Society inductees and all our Fall Athletic Award winners today. I think we are ready with the slideshow, and here we go.